How's everybody doing today? It's March 16th, 2021. Hope everybody's having a good start to their day. It's pretty early here, but it may even be even earlier where you're at or middle of the night. Who knows? But I hope wherever you're at, you're doing well and you are, seeing the things that are popping out to me. I've been talking about the phases that this rollout of the jab is going to do. Okay, I know I repeat it, but I know there's new people listening. So, phase one is they get everybody that's willing, right? Anybody that'll go down on their own without being persuaded. They've already been brainwashed enough. They've already heard enough, talking on mainstream media, and they already have enough fear pushed in them that they run down and get it themselves, right? Or they, allow it to come to them, whatever it is, right? Then you got phase two. Phase two is where you have the people that are on the fence, right? The ones that are sitting in the middle, back and forth, don't know what they're going to do, trying to figure this out, okay? Then phase three comes you, me, and all of us that we will never, ever allow them to ever put a needle inside of us and give us that jab. Then that's us. We're phase three, okay? The forcing and pushing and persuading, as they like to say, right? Of us to get us to go and take the jab. Well, we're in the middle of phase one and now phase two, like I've been telling you, okay? How you're having like the presidents go up there and show you Dr. F, oh, look, I got my shot, look, I got my jab, check me out, it's safe, blah, 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 right? Well, here, this just fits right into it, like I was telling you. I put this at the end of my video that I posted this morning, but I just wanted to cover it a little bit more because I wanted to read a little bit of it, But look at the White House is set to launch a $1.5 billion ad campaign to win over. Look at this, win over back skeptics, right? If that ain't phase two, like I've been talking about, I don't know what is, right? They're trying to get those ones that they still might, be able to persuade by doing this, right? Oh, look at President Sleepy Joe receives his first dose of the jab, right? Yeah, exactly. Oh, what's in this, right? It's just pathetic to think that, oh, yeah, okay, I trust you. Yeah, that's actually something and not just saline or whatever. You know what I'm saying. But let's read this out. It says, the White House will soon launch a major $1.5 billion public relations campaign to promote CD19 vaccine and ease the concerns of Americans who are skeptical or hesitant to get their jabs, okay? And who do you think's paying for this? Who do you think's paying for this? That's right, you are. One way or another, you will pay for this, right? We all will, right? Whether it's increase in taxes. Look at what is going up. If you live in the United States, I don't know if each state is as bad as Michigan is, but our lumber costs have skyrocketed. A 2x4, okay, a standard 2x4 that was about $2.50, maybe $3, okay, at the most, is over $8 now. Can you even comprehend that? Because it was hard for me. I had to literally look into this to make sure these numbers were right, and they are. Fuel, gas has already gone up over $1 a gallon. Okay, we are around 2. We are up at 3, a little bit over 3 right now. $3 a gallon ever since this new administration takes off. Not only that, all of our other costs are going up. Food costs are skyrocketing. I cannot believe how much they've gone up. Now, this is nothing new, right? You're not surprised. I'm not surprised. We've been talking about this for years. We've really been talking about it about the last 2 years. Talking about coming into 2021, right? Agenda 21. We knew that this is when everything was going to go straight through the roof, okay? They got to push you against a wall. And they're going to do it in a million different ways. So I'm always saying you're under attack from every single angle because not every person's situation is the same, right? So they can't just come at me one way and think they can come at you the same way and it's going to work on you. It's not. You may, be able to afford, the fuel, but then you can't afford the food. You know what I mean? Or I can afford the food, you can't afford the fuel. You understand what I'm saying? They got to come at other angles because they need to be able to push us all against that wall. To do what? Why are they pushing? To force us into certain situations. Well, what's one of them? Right here, to go and get the jab, right? It's just another manipulation, another psychological warfare, right? Another physical warfare, right? Everybody says the effort, which will kick in within a few weeks, will use the TV, radio, and digital means to target young Americans. That's another sick part of this, right? People of color and Republicans, more division. I'm sorry. That is a massive point real quick. Okay, real quick, check this out. Let me jump off this really fast. Look at this. I just want you to see how they're trying to divide us every single day on so many different levels, right? Look at this, right? Dr. F says that Mr. T should urge Republicans to get vaxxed. Now think about that. Why is that in the headline? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason that it's worded this way. Not only do they get you to separate because people who like Dr. F or don't, people who like Mr. T or don't, but then you have Republican, Democrat, right? It's just division, 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 right? The more divided we are, the weaker we are, all right? Now let's go back to this, all right? It says, they'll be using the TV, radio, and digital means to target young Americans, people of color, and Republicans who may be more likely to be hesitant or ambivalent about getting vaxxed, okay? It says the campaign will also educate, right, Americans on where and how they can get vaxxed and is expected to deploy celebrities. I talked about this so long ago. Forbes did an article on it, and I covered it, that they were going to do this, starting in November. That was a long time ago. They've been already doing this, but now they're going to step it up with a whole another $1.5 billion. And check this out, right? And trusted local officials, who some Americans may trust more than messages from the Biden administration. That's just funny to me, right? We got to go get somebody that they think you trust a little bit more. Go and manipulate you a little bit more. Is that not psychological warfare? Is that not a psychological attack, right? It doesn't, we can't get them that way. Just like I was just telling you. Got to get each person differently. Says the White House declined to specify any further when the effort will be launched in response to an inquiry from the Insider. A recent poll conducted by Marist College and NPR from March 3rd to the 8th found that contrary to some of the conventional wisdom, black Americans are not more likely than white Americans to say that they would not be vaxxed if a vax was made available to them. The poll found that 49% of Republican men, 40% of Trump supporters, and 40% of white men without college degrees said they would not get a vax when it's made available to you. You love how they got to throw this part in here, right? These are digs, right? They're making fun of you, I guess. It's a mocking, right? Oh, look at these people, white men that don't have degrees. Oh, they won't get it. You understand what I'm getting at, right? Well, I fall into that. I don't have a college degree. You know what I mean? So that's just them just calling us more in our face, throwing in our face, and this is another more division. Look at, they're separating it. Not only are they separating Republican, Democrat, men, right? Men, women, right? That's it. This is how they do it. Same thing here. Black, white. That's my point, right? Just more and more division, right? It says, let's read the rest of this. It says, in a focus group conducted by the GOP pollstar Frank Luntz, says former CDC Director Tom Frieden tested out methods to win over vax-skeptical Mr. T voters in real time and found success through Frieden explaining the facts about the vaxes and acknowledging that even the scientists don't know everything and uncertainties still exist. But they're going to tell you need to do it, right? They're going to put it in your children. Oh yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm doing another video on that later today. Here you go. Just check this out, right? I'll just read the headlines for you really fast. This is going to be in a video later. Yale to start enrolling young children and pregnant women in another trial. Not only that, the pharmaceutical companies, oh yeah, look at this. They are pushing big time. They want this done. Look at this. Drug makers push for the CV19 vax for kids amid debate over need for the shots, right? Oh, I thought they didn't need it. I thought there was only, so many, deaths, it doesn't go after your children, etc., etc. That's why we can put them in school. Oh, it doesn't matter. Of course the drug makers are going to want it. And do you think that it's just the drug makers? No, it's the government in themselves, but they just manipulate you to think that, oh, it's the drug makers. They got to push the blame onto somebody else, and they'll try to play devil's advocate, right? They love that. They love going back and forth, like, oh, good guy, bad guy, right? Good cop, bad cop. It's the same routine. None of this stuff changes, but I'm doing another video on this, okay, later, so I'll get into more of that. But let's keep going here. It says the United States has 3 vaccines that have been granted emergency use authorization by the FDA. 2-shot jabs made by Pfizer and BioNTech and Moderna, and the latest edition, a 1-shot vax produced by Johnson & Johnson. I have a feeling, I got to be careful what I say, but I have a feeling that there's something different in this one. I have no idea why. It's a gut instinct. The reason that I feel this way is because it's only one time. It's like it feels like a setup, right? You got 2 of them that came out that there were 2 doses, right? And people are like, man, I don't want to go get it twice. Me and you will never get it once, but I'm saying for the people like that are willing and then on the fence, right? Well, they look at those 2 and they say, man, I got to go get that twice. Well, so what's going to happen? If you can choose between the 3, right? What one are you going to choose? You're going to choose this, right? Because it's one time. And I just have a feeling there's something else. Let's just leave it there, right? Okay? Just a gut instinct. Could be 100% wrong. It says, as of Sunday, 69.8 million Americans have at least received 1 jab, including 37.5 million who have been fully jabbed. Okay, this is only, I don't know the exact percentages, but it's, it's 331 million. So if that tells you, there's 300 million more people to go, right? So they're nowhere even close. That's why they're going to continue to push it. That's why they're pushing out these ads, taking more money, 1.5 billion to push it, to try to convince people, because they know that they need to get somewhere around half of the people done before they go and do the mandatory, right? Or just the encouraging. We'll use that word. We don't say forcing. Wink, wink. It says. The Mr. Sleepy Joe administration has made significant investments in the U.S. vax supply recently, and now plans to procure enough vaccines to inoculate all American adults by the end of May. Did you hear that? By the end of May, right? I was talking to you and showing you some videos how I keep seeing stuff lining up with the second half of 2021 moving into the very beginning of 2022. Like something massive could happen in that area. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to push fear or anything like that. I'm just saying, it just seems like we know we go step by step by step, phases like I've been talking about, right? Maybe that's when we go into phase 3 is all I'm getting at. Maybe that's when phase 3 starts, right? When they start to really, really, really crack down on you being able to do anything if you don't have proof of the jab, right? Just like in Israel, like I just showed you in my last video. Australia, Canada, they're all going to start doing it. This is going to happen everywhere. And they even told you even heard Netanyahu say that. This is going, a lot of countries are going to do this. This is going to be the path for a lot of countries. Yeah, I bet, right? Because they know. They always know, right? And I love this part too. It says they've made significant investments. Yeah, how'd they make those investments, right? Oh, that's right, with your bills, your stimulus so-called bills, 1.9 trillion, that people are so excited because they got their money, and I understand, hey, people all need their money. I'm not saying that, I get that, but people do not understand what else is in those bills. It's just insane. Out of all that money, I think what the number came down to was about 9% is what went to the people. So you got 91% of the money that went either to the states or directly into federal pockets, right? Yeah. That's the whole thing, is you don't realize what else is in every single one of those bills, right? But it says, in Mr. Sleepy Joe's first televised primetime address to the American people on March 11th, he announced that the administration would direct states and localities to make every American adult eligible to get the jab by May 1st. Now, I like the way that they're wording this. There's a reason that they're wording it this way, okay? Eligible. That's still phase 2, right? Okay? Next thing will be, that it has to be done, right? This is how they do it. They're going to persuade everybody. They're going to try to persuade. They'll make it available, right? Because right now it's so-called not available everywhere to all age levels. So that's what they're going to do. Persuade, like they said, the young people, everybody, right? And then that's that. After that, however, they're hoping they can get, 40, 50, 60% of the population done. Because not only, obviously, does that make it easier for them to push it on the rest, but you need to see it this other way, okay? Look at it this way. When you go into public, okay, and the way that they have the public perspective flipped, if they have more than half of the people already taken the jab and done, right, and supporting it, then they will support the government in what else? Pushing it on you and I, right? That's the thing. They need to also know that they are going to only have pushback from a smaller majority, right? If it's 70% that don't want it, 30% that they can only persuade to get it, then the pushback would be more than they want. Okay, I'm not saying they still wouldn't do it. I'm just saying that's a massive difference. If they can have 60 or 70% that are done, well, then the majority supports them in getting the jab and getting it done. But not only that, the majority will support them in restrictions, laws, taking away who knows, putting you in some type of a detention center, right? Yeah, that is the whole thing, okay? It says, still, however, having enough supply is one component of getting those vaccines administered to Americans and getting enough Americans vaxxed to reach herd immunity. This part is not real. That's a lie. That's a blatant lie. I'm sorry. They'll have plenty of supply. They always do. It's can they get it into the people, right? That's just how they're going to continue to say, oh, this is why we don't have it done yet, right? It can't be that 75% of people don't want it. Right? It's not that. It can't be that. It's just because, bad distribution, Mr. T didn't do it right, your states didn't do it right, the governors didn't do it right, your mayors didn't do it right, right? You know what I mean? They got to be able to do it that way. They can't come out with the actual, they can't say the truth, right? It says 4 sets of former presidents and first ladies, the Carters, Clintons, Bushes, and Obamas, got vaxxed on camera as part of a pro-vax public service message produced by the Ad Council. I covered that and talked about it. It's just, and I love those ones too. The Clintons, at least the last, for me, the Clintons, the Bushes, and the Obamas, unbelievable, right? Despite taking credit for the development of the vax, his former president, Mr. T, was conspicuously absent from the PSA and has not made any effort to persuade his support to get vaxxed. Now, hold on. We're going to stop right here, okay? Because this is a manipulation right here as well, okay? We know how hard he pushed it, right? Not only did he push it, he was literally up there being a spokesperson, pushing these these jabs right up there for the company. So look at holding the boxes. Remember that? Opening them up, showing them how you would do it. That was the testing. But you get my point, that he's done it all the way through. So the only reason that they're doing this, why they're saying that, he's still not, is because they're trying to divide people, right? Anybody that still supports him, that's good. That's what they want to do. They want to keep people divided, right? If they come out and say, well, that Mr. T supports it too, then it puts everybody on one side. His supporters will then, whatever's left of that, you know what I mean, that's still like him or whatever, will still support that part, right? That's the whole thing. It's just division, right? Says not all top officials, including ones who could be key in winning over skeptics, got vaxxed. Insider Tina Svandlis reported Monday that 22 out of the U.S. 50 governors have not received their shot yet for varying reasons, including wanting to stick to their state's eligibility guidelines. Yeah, do you believe that? That's the reason they're not getting it? People, the governors that do anything they want, have the money, have the power, they're really not going to go get it because they want to follow the guidelines. I mean, that's got to be one of that's laughable to me. Oh, no. If they're not getting it, there's one of a few different reasons. Number one, maybe they don't want it, they don't trust it, which I don't know how many those are. But number two, it's just division, right? They got to keep half and half of the United States. Look at 22 out of 50. That's all it is. It's just, they can't have everything be correct on one side. Doesn't matter if it was 50 that had it or 50 that didn't have it, right? That doesn't work for them. That's unity. Unity does not work for them, okay? Unity only works for them when it's in their control and they are 100% in control and you have no way in or out of that, okay? It says Axios also reported that 25% of the United States Congress has still not been vaxxed, even though members of Congress were among the first Americans to become eligible under the Department of Defense's continuity of government protocols. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's all division. They're just trying to still keep people so, people that don't really know the truth, but that they're still scared about getting this, they can kind of hold on to this, right? Oh, well, look, 50% of those, or 22 out of the 50 governors didn't get it. And, 25% of the state Congress hasn't even got it. So I'm okay. I can still sit here and think about it a little bit longer, right? Well, while you're thinking about it, while those people are thinking about it, they're going to start shoving this down your throat, right? Over and over and over again. Boom, boom, boom. Campaign, ad campaign. You're going to start seeing it everywhere. Every commercial's going to be about it. You know what else I saw this morning, too? They're back pushing the flu vax. Unbelievable. It's pretty much disappeared, right? Unbelievable. But now they're pushing that again hard. It's on the radio. It's on the TV. I just heard it again on the TV. They're pushing it. It's more important now than ever because CV is out there still taking hold. And if you go and get your flu shot, aren't we in March? Aren't we, right? Coming out of technical flu season, right? Yeah. Stuff don't make any sense. If you just take a step back, I've been trying to explain that. It's one of the ways that I have been able to get through people. It may take a day, a month, a year, right? Who knows how long, right? But one of the best ways that I've been able to do that is by speaking to them, in terms of just take a step back. Wipe off everything that you have in your mind. Take a step back and look at it from that picture. Don't just stay so caught up in what they're shoving, in your face, what they're programming you, right? Television programming. Take a step back. Take a step back and look, and you can kind of, get your bearings a little bit and just look at it simpler. You know what I mean? This doesn't have to be so complicated, right? It's never that complicated when it comes to other cases like just use abortion, for instance, okay? Because I love how they use this every way, and I'm talking about these evil ones in power, okay? It's their body, their choice, right? To kill something, right? It's their body, their choice. But now, when we don't want to take a chance of putting something in us, it's not our choice anymore. No, because, you got to care about the other. Did they care about that unborn child? I don't think so, right? It's, how it is. Talk out of both sides of their mouth continuously, non-stop. This is a battle of good versus evil, everybody, and I promise you that we will win. That is why everything is ramping up. That is why you're seeing the veil be lifted, right? 2020, perfect vision. If you didn't see it then or before, I bet you started to see it more and more and more in 2020. Not only that, look at 2021. I've shown you the Match.com commercial where it shows, Satan marrying a girl, marrying 2020 that represents a girl. It's just insane. I just showed you the Ford commercial. Oh, the beast has arrived. Everything, the veil is being lifted. You are being able to see the truth for what we knew it was, but now we are seeing it, and it's coming to, reality, right? All right, everybody, we'll leave this here. Might have rambled on a little bit too long, but hope you enjoyed it. Hope you are, appreciating the information that's getting out. I'm going to do my best to keep getting out to you. I told you at least one a day, hopefully 2 a day, maybe more. I had 1 block yesterday, or I would have had 2. That one I was working on, I have to now kind of switch it because I actually got it done yesterday afternoon, and they blocked it. Didn't even get it out, worldwide block, but it's okay. Didn't get a strike, so I'm not going to complain too much, so we'll be all right? Everybody stay safe, stay strong, continue to pray, protect your family at all costs. That's all there is to it. You, your family, is your number one importance, okay? Keep your faith at the front as well. I love you all. We'll talk to you soon. God bless.